Buddy, oh my God, what a crazy, and now this thing. Whew. Hi. Um, I'm so glad to see all of you. So, I'm gonna actually get right to it. I need my glasses. Hi, Lynette. Um, it's been one of those mornings with just a ton of stuff happening, and evidently, lots of people have been contacting me through the contact sheets on my website, and we didn't realize that I wasn't getting any of those comments. So I've been back and forth with my coders trying to figure that out. We finally just got it all figured out. Hi, Anina from Ontario. My godmother and my aunt, who lived in England in East Essex, Sussex. Her name was Anina. I loved her very much. So that name is always dear to my heart. Okay, so here's the deal. My order while we were waiting, does anyone know which video Ariane demonstrated Inktense pencils? Lynn, it is on the Hi Faith from France. The video is, if you put Ariane Zurcher t-shirts, you should see the video I did. I used Caran d'Ache. I'm not sure I used Inktense, but it's the same kind of idea. It's going to be the same concept. I actually use them I use them both, and I use them both in combination with each other, Inktense and Caran d'Ache. So, and so that video is going to show you a lot. Hi, Debbie from Walnut Creek. Oh, good. I'm so glad, Frida. Oh, hello, everyone. Oh, I'm so pleased. Okay, so I'm going to turn you around. I've been waiting for this moment because last night, I mean, literally yesterday evening, I got the package that I have been waiting for. I feel like it's been months. It has not. But Stef Francis, James had told me that he was sending me a little something. And I was so excited, and I've been waiting and waiting, and it arrived finally. And I have no idea. I had no idea what was in it. So we're going to turn around. And I'm going to admit, I did open up a few things, and I even played with a couple of them because I just couldn't. Hi, Catherine from Ontario. Okay, so I'm turning you around. We're going to, and hi, Marty. Oh, it's so good to see you. Marty, I swear I will comment on your post in our little improv group. I haven't had a moment, so I'm sorry. I haven't answered anyone. Hi, Gail. All right, turning you around. Here we go. Let's see. Whoops. Why isn't it turning you around? There we go. Okay. All right, now let me put this back here. Let me put this over here. I've got to set up my lights, so just hang in there with me. Hello from the UK and lots of people. I'm so excited to see all of you. Okay, are you guys ready for this? Hello, Carol. And right, drum roll, please. All right, here we go. Okay, first things first, check out this bag. Hi, Cindy. Cocoons, everyone. And look, there's even a little guy in here. I can see him. Or is that just like a little twig? I don't know. Stef Francis very kindly. Hi, Anne. Bonjour. Comment ça va? They very, very generously cut these open for us. So any of you who buy cocoons from Stef Francis, you will not get that desiccated bug inside like I got that first time. If you want to see that video, it is the Silk Cocoons video. And I tell you, I silently screamed when that bug came out. Not expecting that. So these we know there will be no bugs. And look at those lovely Easter egg colors. Aren't they pretty? All right, so hi, Janice. Oh, I'm so happy. I'm so happy you're here from Washington. Okay, so this is first. Then this arrived, and I had to unroll it because it was all rolled up, and I thought, well, what is this? Well, it looks like it's saris, right? Doesn't that look like sari fabric? Silk with little bits of gold in here? There, little bits of gold. So, just a whole roll of sari silk, which, fabulous. Then we have this. Isn't this amazing? This is silk. Now, I don't know what they're calling this on their website, but to me, this is like silk hankies, maybe. And I have to admit, I opened it up, and you'll see with my little punch tool, I added some right here. I was just in the midst of doing this when I got waylaid with a couple of phone calls. One from my brother, who is taking my scissor workshop, my scissor case workshop, you know, the Dorset button scissor case workshop. He is so adorable. I have 3 brothers, for those of you who don't know. And this is my brother. They're all older, but this is the brother. I swear, I feel like he saved my life when I was a kid, because I thought of him as just this god. He was so fabulous, and he still is. And I love him. And he has gotten into sewing, and he wants to learn how to do this hand stitching. And so he's taking my Dorset button scissor case class, as well as the Dorset button Gone Wild, the first one. So for those of you who haven't signed up, you should. Okay, so we're gonna have so much fun. All right, so there's that. This is so soft, and I have to just punch him down a little bit more. I don't know what all of you are doing with this stuff when you get it, but I use it like wool roving. I mean, why not, right? So I don't know if you remember this piece. For those of you who watch me all the time, look at what I've done here. I'm loving this. I have to tell you, I'm so excited. Remember, there was a piece of t-shirt. It was just like this one, right? And I was all excited because I'd found these videos of microscopic cells and stuff, and I was totally inspired. And so I made this, and I loved it so much, I did another one. But I was a little bit like, I don't know, because this was sort of the same shape, and I don't like to mimic shapes too much because I feel like, I don't know, it can get old quickly. So then I did the wool roving and this silk hanky from Stef Francis, or whatever it's called. If any of you know what this is called, tell me in the chat. But are these colors just the most luscious colors? But this is silk. And look, there's little bits of like lilac in here that's so fabulous. So I just pulled some out and I added it in here. And then I added bits of silk roving. Oh, by the way, so this is what I bought. I know, it's ridiculous. But I figured I'm not doing like felting. And I got this on Amazon. And it comes like in this bag. And then you get, a couple dozen of these little guys, which are perfect for me because I'm not going to use a huge like thing of silk of this wool roving, right? I mean, I'm literally I'm never going to use all of this, but all is right. Oh, good, Anne, I'm glad. So that's that. I'll put the link once this video is uploaded. I'll put the link for everything in the description section. Okay, so hi, watching with a sleeping child. Oh, grandchild in my lap. I'm loving how it's coming together. I especially like how you finished the purple piece with French knots. Oh, you mean this one? This is actually with seed stitch. I did little seed stitches with a silk, Stef Francis silk. Okay, so I am just loving the way this whole part is coming out. Okay, now getting back to my stash from Stef Francis, I got to show you. Okay, so then how sweet is this? They sent me. It's a little piece of, they evidently sell fashion jewelry, which I just love this. And it's on like a little leather strip. It's a little squirrel. It's just adorable. So I was thinking that I would do a little giveaway. And I was just thinking about this morning. I'm going to do a little giveaway. And here's the rules. I'll put the rules in the description as well. You have to comment on this video. You have to like the video and subscribe to my channel. And you have to go over to my blog, and I'm going to put the link to my website. I'm sorry, not my blog, although my blog too, but my website. And I'm going to put the link in the upper right-hand corner right here. So you're not going to see it now, but if you come back to this video, you'll see it. It's arianezurcher.com. And you have to sign up for my newsletter. If you do all of those things, you will be entered into the raffle. And I'm going to do a Stef Francis giveaway. It's going to include a couple of little things. It'll be a little care package, and whoever wins, I will be sending a little care package of Stef Francis fabulousness to you. Okay, having said that, and I'll put that in the description section as well. Yay, I got here in time. Hi, Carol. So look at this. Look at this. Okay, what are we looking at, right? We are looking at, well, honestly, I don't even know, but it's this, and it's all sort of got like fringe on it. And I'm thinking, how fabulous is this? And this could totally be put down, so right? Put down on something and then stitched in here, and you'd get this kind of wild fringe thing around. So I was thinking, well, where could I put that? I actually cut a little piece off, and I thought I would do something with it. I don't know. We have to, I'm going to finish what I got from Stef Francis, and then we'll come back to this. And then finally, I got this little bag filled, and I haven't opened it yet. So we're just going to open it now with silk strips. Love these bright colors, so rich in color. Look at these strips of fabric. Aren't they? And I don't know that they're all silk. They might be rayon too, but look how pretty this is. Looks like rags you could use for making rugs. Yeah, maybe. But look at how lovely these are. I love this. Little hodgepodge of strips of fabric of all these different colors in these beautiful oranges and greens. Aren't they fabulous? Oh, these are so much fun. So, we love Stef Francis. The purple area is looking fabulous. Pat's idea was perfect. Yes, I agree. Pat had such a great idea. It was so good. So, there are strips, and this all came in a little bag. So I'm going to put this back in my little bag. And, oh, and the other thing, when I send my little care package, I'm going to I may add a few little things of my own, because I've done some hand-dyed, low immersion dyed silk velvet. I might add a little bit of silk velvet to the care package, but it's going to be a surprise package to whoever wins. So you know what you have to do. You have to like the video. You have to make a comment. Comment is, you can say something about this video. You can say what you think might be in it. Aren't they great, Anne? Yes, I agree. And then go over to my website, where I'm putting the link in the upper right corner of this video, and arianezurcher.com, and sign up for the newsletter. Do all of those things, and you will be put in the running for a little care package from me and a little something from Stef Francis. So I just thought this was so much fun. Then I have these which I got on Amazon. They're little square mirrors. And I don't know if this would work or not, but I was sort of looking at them and thinking, I wonder how much fun it would be to put like a mirror in here, maybe. So, I think the thing about all of this is the sky's the limit, right? Now, I don't know if this piece is what I'm going to add this to, but I'm feeling like maybe I just cut off a little piece of this and put it somewhere, because the colors are very similar. The green is called Silk Throw Waist. Thank you, Mary. Okay, so that's what this is. Silk Throw Waist is what she's saying it is. Is that what they call it on Stef Francis's site? The green fiber you needle punch is called dyed silk throws, tears waist. It's under fibers, dyed fibers. Okay, thank you. That's Louisa. Yes, thank you, Louisa. So that's what it's called on Stef Francis's website. I'm going to actually put the link directly to where you can purchase this. On their site, I'll put a couple of their links to where you can get this stuff. But I just think, now I don't know what other people are doing with it. I'm sure there are all different kinds of things that you could do. Maybe you could couch it. But I just have to show you, I want to point out that it comes in different textures. So there's lots of long, sort of long straight bits, but then there's bits like this, which looks so much like moss on a, like lichen, which I just think is so cool looking. And as I said, I put down some wool roving and then I added some green. And this is a little harsh, so I'm actually going to add a little more green here. But look at this. Look at how different the different textures are. It's really cool. I've never used anything like this, so it's fun. So you can, and here, this bit, I mean, look at that. Very cool. And then this is so different than, say, some of the more matted bits in here. The textures are all really different. So you can just kind of play with it. I mean, I know that I'm going to be using this a lot. All right, I'm going to take some of this. Would be good for wool needle felted landscapes, exactly. But even so, I mean, even not a landscape, look how cool it is just on this abstract piece. I just love this. I mean, this is so much fun. And you can cut it or just, pull it like I just did. And then kind of, stick it on things. And I'm going to show you. Hang on. And then I'm going to work on something with this, which I can't remember what they call it, but they've just put this on their website, I know. I think this is like I don't know what this material is, but it's going to be easy to stitch through. Look at that open weave. It's fabulous. Okay. So for instance, right here, I'm not loving how dark that is. I think it needs to be broken up a little bit. So I'm actually going to just take a little, and I'm going to start doing this. And I'm going to add a little and maybe pull it. Yeah, it's interesting, this stuff. It's silk waist, evidently. I can't remember the full name. Louisa and someone else just told me, but I've forgotten already because, I hit a white spot in my brain, evidently. So there it is. Okay. It's just, looks like what I sweep up after a day or two of quilting. All the thread ends I save in a bag. Never got around to doing much, but just kept saving it. Well, Sue, now you could take all those threads and do this. Get out some wool roving, add the threads. I'm sure you could needle punch threads down. Why couldn't you? So I'm just going to do this. I'm just going to add a little bit more. But I have to say, first of all, I just want you all to know, there are some really, really lovely thread companies out there. Fuzzy Cotton Tape, that's it, Louisa, thank you. There are some really, really lovely thread companies out there. I have a couple favorites. House of Embroidery. I think their threads are just beautiful. Their pearl cottons are really lovely. They're in South Africa, but Global Artisans. It's a company that I believe he's based in Canada or maybe Paducah. I can't remember, or maybe he has both. But Richard, he's the man behind Global Artisans, and that's who is the distributor for House of Embroidery threads, and I just think those threads are gorgeous. So the other thread company that I really love is the Thread Gatherer. She's in we call the Blue Hessian here in the UK. She's in Idaho. Lovely, lovely threads. I mean, she has some threads that you can't get anywhere else, like her Oriental linen, her Aurora. They're just beautiful threads. Lovely company, tiny little, it's a small business. They do all their hand dyeing right there in their factory or workspace in Idaho, and family business. And then there's Stef Francis in the UK, and Stef Francis is really a two-man operation. It's James and his wife, Anna, and she does all the dyeing, and they just could not be more lovely, these people. I've been in contact with them now for a few, I don't know, 6 months or so, maybe, not even. And I just can't say enough good things about them. I know that shipping is erratic and people get really frustrated, but with COVID, shipping is erratic. It just is, and it's hard, even without a pandemic. And, with lockdowns and all the rest of it, things just take what they take. And everyone's sort of doing the best they can. And so, we all just need to be patient. But I've had orders from Stef Francis come very quickly, and then I've had some orders, for whatever reason, take a lot longer, and it's just kind of the luck of the draw when the order went in, whether they're updating their website when I put my order in, whatever. But it is so well worth the wait, and, it's... I just can't say enough good things about them. They are such a lovely couple, and they work hard, and they have beautiful products, and I just, so I like to promote companies that are small and where the people are really kind, and they're all working hard. So it's just nice to be able to do that. And they sent me this lovely little package just because, and I just can't say enough good things about them. So I hope I know people are supporting them and putting in orders, and I'm just thrilled. And so I'm really excited to be, playing with some of these things that I wouldn't necessarily have purchased, because, I'm purchasing, I look at threads, and sometimes I sort of pass over other things like this stuff, but then look at how much fun that is. Look at how much fun that is. And what I love about this is that my little t-shirt shape here has gotten complete, like you actually can't tell that this is a t-shirt under here with all this wool roving. It's kind of blending in, but look at how, I think that's just really exciting. So, all right, so that's that. Okay. Now let me think about what I'm going to do with this. And by the way, I'm doing this on the fly. I have not spent a lot of time, sitting here considering all this. I'm really just, I wanted to do a live stream. I wanted to show you this stuff, and I wanted to just kind of play around with a couple of things while you were watching and just sort of see what I could do, if anything. I was so impressed with the quality of my order from Stef Francis. So glad you recommended them. Oh, I'm so glad, Cindy. They just could not be a lovelier couple. Oh, and Elaine, who lives elsewhere, I think she said Italy, contacted me, and all right, now let me get this right. I think her son is James, and I think that's what she told me. I'm sorry, Elaine, if you're watching this and I'm getting this all muddled, please forgive me. But anyway, she reached out and said hi, and then she told me that she was related, and I was just thrilled. I thought, oh, this is so much fun. I love it. So, okay, so I don't know, but here's what I'm thinking here. I've got this, and this colorway is so similar, right? I mean, this is a Stef Francis mercerized cotton. I love their mercerized cotton. It's this, not this color, obviously, but it's the thick mercerized cotton. And that's what this is. And I just love it. And I think this is the same kind of dye lot, or, the same, whatever the number is, it's the same. And I was thinking, well, I could introduce some of that maybe over here. This isn't reading quite as gold as it actually is. It's much more sort of a gold yellow. But maybe I could do something sort of here that kind of runs off the edge. I don't know. I don't know. I could put it sort of like this. And then maybe I stitch it down, and maybe I just end it along the line here. There's sort of I'm getting a kind of line, and maybe I just put a little piece, or maybe I just put a tiny little piece right here. Why don't I do that? Because I don't really know what I'm doing, and I can always add a bigger piece later. So I'm just going to cut it here. And because I just want to put it down and use something here. So I'm going to put that there. And I like this kind of fringy thing happening. And I think I'm going to use that mercerized cotton thread if I can find it. That's always the key. Thick mercerized cotton, but this is not it. Let's see, it's another colorway. Hang on, I'm gonna find it. I can't even show you what a mess this table is. It's just a mess. I mean, oh, here it is. But in a weird way, I can find things. So, all right, so I could do it with this, which actually maybe I should. Or I could do it with the brighter one. I'm thinking I do it with the more subtle. So that was the one I picked out first and thought, no. But now I'm thinking yes. And let's get this on a needle. Okay, when in doubt, use a milliner's. That's what I do. When in doubt, use a milliner's. I don't know whether I'm doing a wrap stitch. Maybe I'm not going to do a wrap stitch. Maybe I'm going to do, but then it doesn't matter. A mess of goodness. Exactly. Oh, did you see my little turkey work here? I'd used metallic. I used 3 different threads on this little turkey work. And it was all from this texture selection, number 6. How much fun is that? Turkey work is fun because you can do all different kinds of threads and sort of stick them all together. And it all blends and melds into each other and just sort of takes on some other character. Okay, so here we go. And I don't know what I'm going to do, but what am I going to do? What am I thinking? So here's what I do. I look at this and I think, what is this saying? Okay, well, I've got the colors and I've got my colors, right? So it's gonna mimic whatever it is, it's gonna mimic. It's gonna blend into my background. So I'm just gonna add some texture here. And maybe I do a tendril going up. Maybe I do a series of tendrils. Or maybe I do a cluster. I've missed some because I was getting an ultrasound in my heart. Didn't that techno? I was busy. Oh, like that with great turkey work. Love it. Oh, good. Okay. I love the periwinkle. Yeah, this is like a lilac periwinkle. Well, right now I'm just going to get this down, right? It doesn't really matter what I do. I just need to get this stitched down. So for this moment, I think I'm just going to do fuzzy cotton tape. It might be Faith. I think I'm just going to do a series of little X's, right? I have the hardest time with turkey work. Frida, you and a lot of other people, and I think the thing about turkey work is people get very caught up in whether they're doing it right. And the thing about turkey work is you can't really do it wrong. As long as you do a loop and an anchor, a loop and an anchor. It doesn't really matter where the loop is and where the anchor is, but as long as you have that, the turkey work will be fine. And I think what causes people a lot of problems is they think, oh, it has to be in a line and the anchoring thread stitch has to be exactly in front or in back of the loop, and it doesn't. It actually doesn't. You can randomly stick that anchoring thread anywhere. As long as it's there, you'll be fine. And I think that causes people just a lot of, oops, I'm off camera, causes people a lot of concern. And it's too bad because it's actually a really simple stitch, but people get very nervous about it. I used to too. And then I realized it didn't matter. It just didn't matter at all. And once I realized that, I was like, oh, okay, no problem. I can do this. But before that, it was just, oh, I don't know. I had the anchoring stitch. It wasn't in front of the loop. It had to be in front of the loop. And the loops have to be exactly like, in a certain way. And they don't. None of it matters. Okay, so I'm doing some X's here, which is just fine. And I'm going to do, I think I'm going to do a little, I don't know, I keep wanting to do like a little, so I've anchored it, right? And that's all I really wanted. I wanted to anchor it. And now I think I'm going to do a tendril. And I think I'll do a tendril going out to here. Those of you who haven't watched or ever tried to do a tendril, they're a lot of fun. But you definitely need a pair of pliers. I use these. Okay, so that's, I'm going to do probably 10 more. Oops. Okay, so there's that. And then I use my trusty pliers and I pull through and there's a tendril, right? He looks a little like an alien, like some sort of alien leg. Now, against the yellow and red are making my heart sing. Good, Carrie. So the thing about a tendril that you have to remember is to look at the back and make sure that when you're on the back, this isn't pulling the fabrics. You're not getting this. You don't want that. You want to make sure before you anchor that tendril that this thread has enough leeway that it's laying flat, because if you don't do that, your fabric is going to bunch. You definitely don't want it to bunch. Now I'm going to go back down into the base of where I was, pull my thread through. And the other thing about a tendril, it takes up a lot of thread. And now I'm just going to make a little knot here, and I'm going to start a new bit, right, for my tendril. And here's what I'm thinking. Sorry, fibers, ideal for needle felting. I just got this same thing from Stef. Love all the little fibers. Yeah, it's really, really lovely. So I'm thinking I do one more tendril, maybe coming even longer, and then maybe one little short one, and then I'll reevaluate, right? Okay, now what did I do with my thread? See, this is what happens. Oh, there it is. Okay. Now, if I wanted, I could also pull in another color. You know, I don't have to do all my tendrils in this. I can switch it up. Or I could bring in this is the thread gather. It's a silk pearl of their 5-weight silk pearl. That would be fun, you know. I could mix it up. But for the purposes of this, I'm just gonna do this. I pull a pretty long piece for the tendrils. I don't, you know, none of this 1 foot, 18 inches thing. I do a couple feet. And I like doing the tendrils on a tulips Milner's. I like that they're long and they're sort of, I love their elongated eye, so that's always a plus. And I'm going to come in and I'm going to go ahead and go back where I started from. Oh, good, Jane. Tell me how it goes. How fun. If any of you are brand new to stitching and have never done it and want to learn, I am teaching a basics workshop, which is going to be a lot of fun. And I would love for you to join me. If any of you are totally new, we're going to go over how to needle turn applique, how to whip stitch wool down, what all the different needles are, what the different thread all the different varieties of threads. We're going to talk a lot about that. We're going to talk a little bit about design and composition and design concepts, elements of design. We're going to talk about color. And we're just going to do a lot of stitching, and everyone's going to come away with a little piece that they've created for themselves. It'll be a lot of fun. Okay, so I'm doing the second tendril, and I'm going to just keep going until, this is a fairly large area that I want to cover, and I don't want it to bunch in. I'd rather have the tendril sort of do this than lay flat or pull it in. And that's what happens if I don't have enough wraps. I'm not counting. I'm just kind of eyeballing and figuring, if I wrap enough, it'll be fine. So I'm sure that that's plenty. Use my little pliers here. And now I'm going to come out and I'm going to pull this. And what I do is I keep my finger down here so that I'm really holding on to this fabric so that as I pull, I have some tension on the fabric so it's not hopefully pulling too much, right? And what happens is the wraps get a little bit tighter at the bottom, which I like. I like when it does that because it kind of twists and turns. So now, again, I'm going to look at the back and I'm going to see if this is pulling. And it's pulling a little. So I'm just going to make sure that it doesn't, I'm just going to kind of pull on it. So there's there's no tension there. And now I'm going to, and I do that before I anchor this down. How do you begin to build a thread stash? Oh, Sonia. Well, if you're obsessive like me, The answer to that is really easily. You just spend a ton of money buying a lot of thread, and then you're like, that's your stash because you've just bought so much stuff. But in all seriousness, for those who are just starting out, the first thing I would do is go with colors that you like, right? And just buy a whole bunch of colors threads in colors that you like that are a couple of different weights. Now, I just want to mention, I'm putting a knot here before I do the next one. And, oh, good, Juanette. Yes, try it and tell me how it goes. And then I'm going to go and do another one. And the reason I'm putting a knot here is because I'm now starting down here. A bigger place to live soon. Yeah, I think in New York City, that's going to be really hard. I think we're here for life. However, I do have an elevator shaft right next to this studio that's empty, and I literally have dreams about it, about like taking over this elevator shaft because it would be a perfect room for me to set up my studio in. Perfect. Okay, so now I'm going to go and I'm going to do one that's longer. So I'm going to go even longer and I'm going to come back. The longer these are, the trickier they are because, it's more wraps. I just also want to finish with this thread stash story. So when you're building your thread stash, definitely for me, I would get a variety of different things. So I would get some 8-weight, 5-weight, and a couple of 3-weight pearl cottons, right? And then I would I'd say this because I think this is a brilliant way to try new threads. I would get a Stef Francis, at least one texture selection, because you have 5 different kinds of thread here. So you're getting a whole bunch of different kinds of threads that you wouldn't normally get a whole skein of, and in a color that you love. So I'd get one of these, and then I would get one of, I'm grabbing it, so hang on. This one, they're silk texture. Again, 5 different silk threads. So between these two, you're getting 10 different threads, one in silk, one in cotton. And you can play with them. And then I would definitely try to get one Oriental linen from the thread gatherer, and I would get an Aurora from the thread gatherer. And then I would just play with all that. And I would take some workshops. I've taken a ton of workshops. And in fact, I still take workshops. I'm taking a workshop in July. It's actually for quilting because I'm not a quilter and I really have no idea what I'm doing when it comes to quilting. From my friend Pat Polly, I'm taking her workshop. I'd take a workshop. I would, I'd play with stuff. If I didn't know how to do something, I would try to figure out someone who does know how to do what want to do and talk to them or watch what they're doing or take a class with them or, but that's what I would recommend. But building the thread stash, go with colors that you really love. It doesn't hurt to throw in a couple of neutrals and then kind of go from there. See what moves you. Okay, so I like this, but I feel like it needs a couple of little ones coming out of here. The purple is fuzzy cotton tape. Yeah, I think someone had said that. So thank you, Patricia, for that. I actually don't have enough, so I'm gonna have to pull this out. And where did this go? Okay, I've got to pull this out and stash for my first project. I did a project monochromatic, all purple. I purchased many, now I am slowly, okay. Yeah, so, I just order a bunch of textures, waiting anxiously for them to arrive. Oh, so much fun. So much fun. Okay, so now I'm going to keep going with this idea. I'm not going to spend any more time on it. Doing more tendrils, they take up a lot of time. But I want to pull the camera away so you can sort of see what's going on here. And there's my little bit here, and I'm going to do more tendrils. I may use some different threads with similar colors, but different threads. I may wrap them so that they're sort of, twisting around the tendrils. And then I may add some other stitches in here. But I kind of like what's happening there. That's kind of cool. It's got this weird sort of shape happening. I don't know what else I'm doing here. So it was sort of like my first foray into that area. No man's land over there. And then here we have this. So if I pull all the way back, let's see what's going on here. I've got a needle. Hang on. So if I pull all the way back, right, you can kind of see what's happening. And it's cool. I like it. This is that sari fabric from Stef Francis. I bought a whole bunch of like sari. I mean, it's a huge, huge thing. I'll show you. This is one of them in a different color. I mean, this is more sari fabric than I'll ever be able to use. It's fabulous. Well, I shouldn't say that. You never know. I'm saving this actually for another project that I'm starting to work on. It's a big improv piece that I'm going to start. But, and this, I just couched this up here. So that's pretty cool. I definitely like this, whatever this is. I'll find it on Stef Francis's site and put the link specifically for this, but it is very cool and it's very easy to stitch through. I think it's a really cool thing. Now, another thing as I'm looking at it is I'm thinking there's no reason why you couldn't ruche this, right? So what I mean by that, I'm going to try it. But look, thank you, Juanette. So I'm going to pull this thread and let's see what happens. Yep, I can totally ruche it. So how much fun is that? So you can pull this and ruche it and then apply it once you've gotten it ruched in the way as, you can ruche it as much or as little as you want, but that is fun, right? That's really fun. So this is a whole nother thing. Now, the other thing that you can do is you can cut these little bits so that they're shorter or different lengths. You don't have to keep them as long as they are, although I kind of like them the way they are. But, if you wanted them shorter, you could. And so this is doing it. This is ruching it. Oh my God, look at how cool this is. If I do it really tightly and then put it down, it's like a whole, like some sort of creature. I love that. Okay, come on. Isn't that cool? Do you guys like this? I think this is so much fun. So I can now take this bit, right? It's all ruched, and I can stitch it down, and it looks like it's like Cousin Id from the Addams Family gone purple. How much fun is that? I love this. Okay, I'm doing this. I'm putting this somewhere. I am definitely going to put that somewhere. That is just so cool. Look at this. So much fun. So you see, you just have to play, right? You just have to look at it and say, okay, what can it do? And I was thinking, oh, it's a loose weave. It's, and then I thought ruching, I can ruche it. And so that's what you do. You just look at stuff and you just play, just totally play. And then fun things happen. And this is a blast. Very, very cool. And I think it needs to go right here. Oh, ha, do it and then put some tendrils. Right. I don't know that I need to put tendrils on this. It's already sort of got tendrils. But yeah, you could. You could totally do that. But this is really cool. Okay, so there's that. So listen, all of you, I didn't play with the silk cocoons yet. It looks like a sea anemone. Yeah, it does. I did use the this stuff, this silk, whatever this is. This gorgeousness, fabulous, right? My silk cocoons, how much fun are they? And then this, which is just could not be more amazing. So it's a lot to play with, and I'm just thrilled. Oh, and my silk sari, which again didn't do anything, but you can this can be used for any number of fabulous things. I hope this gave you some ideas of things you might want to do with your with things that you hadn't, considered, but maybe you'll play with them now. And do head over to Stef Francis. And for those of you who want to be part of my little giveaway, thanks, Frida. You have to like this video. You have to wait until it's uploaded, or I guess, I don't know if you have to wait till it's uploaded, but you have to comment on it, not just in the chat, but actually make a comment. And now I have to place a third order to Stef Francis. Exactly. You have to like the video, you have to comment. Thank you, Anne. Merci beaucoup. And then you have to go to my blog, to my website, arianezurcher.com, and you have to sign up for your class info. I will put the class info. It's the basics workshop on my website, arianezurcher.com. And the workshop is the basics, and I will put that up. All right, all of you. Hi, Sandy. You were so quiet. I didn't see you here. Sandy, we love Sandy. Sandy, all of you, is my administrator over on the Facebook group, and we all owe her great thanks because she has tirelessly put together a PDF file of all the different resources all over the world that's available to any of you in that group. And Sandy put in hours and hours and hours to put that together. So a huge thanks, and also just a huge support for me on that, in that group. So, okay, all of you, I can't wait to hear from you. And until next time, we'll keep stitching together. Bye-bye.